So where do we begin? Gladiator 3, man. There was a lot of initial hype for this game, and I really just want to know where the heck it went. Well, I think I know where it went. So I think a more appropriate question is, why was Gladiator Resurrection so hyped? But that's not why we're here. There's four main aspects that I want to touch upon in this sort of review type of video, alright? Gameplay, customization, story, and evolution. But to start things off, let's just talk about the game in general. For starters, man, the UI, like the graphical interface, bro, it was just so nice to see. It was fresh, it was stylish, and the animations also. Those two might have been the best aspects, right? It's not even that they were doing anything too crazy with it. It's just the idea that we're so used to the PSP Vita games, Resurrection, or, 2 Rage Burst. We're just used to those things where it just wasn't that much going on with them. The animations were very simplistic and they looked rough, I guess you could say. So just seeing smooth movements, actual animations for things like turning around, the full devour animate, it just looks cool and it's just pleasing to the eyes, man. And I think it just adds to the experience as well. Moving on to the gameplay. All in all, I think most of us were expecting the game to play similar to how it did previously. But what was really, not the deciding factor, but what was really a big sort of piece of information we were looking for was the ability that they're going to add into this game. If you remember, Gladiator Resurrection added in Devourer styles, and believe it or not, that was actually one of the best additions to ever be added into Gladiator. And I don't think we really took that into account. I don't think we really were aware of that at the time. It was definitely underappreciated. And I think whenever we moved over to Gladiator 2 Rage Burst, it became clear. Gladiator 2 added in blood arts, and like I just said, it was a bit disappointing, guys. Like, I think most of us are in agreement on that. But, okay, it did serve as the building block for Gladiator 3. Really, both of them did, but we'll get into that. This game introduced burst arts, and really, they are essentially the same thing as to what blood arts were, but it's kind of like a +1, but maybe +2 makes more sense to say. What I mean by that is it takes blood arts and expands upon it. And so if you were present at my live Let's Play of Gladiator 3, you would have heard me say this before, okay? I kind of see burst arts as like a more safe addition. So if you didn't know, Marvelous is the people that developed this game. Marvelous is known for making Senran and Kagura games, but they're not the same developers that have always been making Gladiator games. So what you have here is a new developer picking up a game on the third entry in the series. So I envision, and I've been thinking that maybe they went this route of just kind of adjusting what blood arts are to be safe, not to anger fans in a sense. Well, on the surface, these burst arts seem like such a minor addition. It's actually pretty robust, and it's how you're able to actually customize your playstyle and adjust to different origami that you're fighting, if that makes sense. Along with these burst arts, they gave us burst art effects, and this one actually takes it a step further, and that one is really where they got unique, and I think it's a really cool addition. If you remember, all the weapons have some type of special ability, and these new weapons actually have two forms, which is really cool. I personally made it a point to use these new weapons during my playthrough, and honestly, I advise you to. If you're a returning person coming to this game, if you like them at all, please use them, because they really make the game feel that much more new, because they don't feel like any other weapon at all. So that's just the good part about it. So with that, these two new weapons, they have two forms, and depending on which form, like say you switch it up, it plays a lot different. And then it ties into the burst arts. I just recently started using the older weapons like the long blade, short blade, and I will say, most of their burst arts kind of are just blood arts, just turned into burst arts, which makes sense to an extent. No point in trying to make them new, but that's the whole reason why I think you should be using the new weapons, because it does add to it. Now, if I want to expand on these burst arts and explain how it's able to adjust and change your playstyle along with the two new forms that these weapons have, it's kind of hard. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use an example. The Biting Edge, aka the dual blades. This weapon has two forms, the dual blade form and the glaive form. There's burst arts that enhance the dual blade form, and then others that enhance the glaive form. So each burst art will cause a specific button inputs it's linked to do something different than its original moveset. To add on to that, there's a variety of burst art effects that actually do some cool looking things. fire, explosions, mines that like after you hit, they appear and they start moving forward. There's like cool air slashing effects, some spark type of thing. I don't really know, but it looks cool. That's all I need. As of right now, I still haven't unlocked all the burst artifacts, and I'm 40 plus hours in, and around maybe 2, 3, 4 hours previous is when I beat the game. So that's a big sign. You know, I did grind a little bit and I still haven't unlocked all of them. I also, after beating the game, I still have a whole rank 7 to complete. So, and I think the biggest point right here is the gameplay is so fun and I love fighting this origami that grind is actually very enjoyable. And that's really what I'm looking for in a game, right? Each origami is different, okay? And how you're supposed to fight them. Some are more aerial based, some are more ground based. So it causes you to be switching up your burst arts and burst art effects just because you want to, you know, to adjust to the way these origami need to be fought, right? And so that just adds this robustness and fun, unlike any other game. Really, the only one that could come close to it was Guided Resurrection, because there was the 3 Devour styles, and that could also be adjusted between, you know, what origami you're fighting. You start to try out new ones. You just can make it a point for each weapon to unlock all the burst arts, to see what they do, to see how they, you know, change the weapon. And it's just addictive. Honestly, it's addictive. All in all, okay, this is something else I said during my live Let's Play. I really feel like Guided 3 is the ideal God Eater game. It's like, this is what the game should have felt like from the start, in a sense. I like to say, you know, what I've been feeling and thinking in my head is like, they figured it out, right? They figured out how God Eater should play, how it should distinct itself from different Monster Hunter genre games. This is just the one, man. This is the one. And really, think about it. You know, I have fun with the gameplay, and I have fun kind of grinding for these weapons and making gear. That's the Monster Hunter formula, okay? Having fun with the grind, okay? And that's what's able to be done here. Now on to the story. Yo, holy crap. I was not expecting this junk at all, dude. It's actually pretty crazy. The story was too good. The characters were too compelling. It threw me off. I'm telling you, at the start of playing this game, I'm like, wait, whoa. Hold up, why am I so into this right now? Like, I'm telling you, it threw me off. I was not ready for this. Without saying much, you know, to spoil, let's put it this way. Okay, so as I'm going through the stream, I'm trying to gauge other people's opinions and what they're thinking, you know. It helps formulate my own thoughts as well, to see what they say about it. Oh, I didn't think so. So I asked them, like, where would you guys place this story in terms of ranking it from the other 3 games? And almost everybody said 3 above the other ones. It's basically like this. Okay, we have a God Eater 3, then there's God Eater Resurrection, and then last but not least is God Eater 2 Rage Burst. And you know, that's not saying that God Eater 2 Rage Burst is bad, it's just that the other 2 are that much better than it. I'm curious, you know, of anyone out there that's watching this review and you've played it, what do you guys think? Would you guys agree, or did you guys put maybe Resurrection first? I almost feel like nobody would put 2 first, but I could be wrong. Also, guys, I've been preaching this like in the live Let's Play, because not a lot of people paid this any mind. Okay, there are 3 batches of updates coming, my boys. And the second batch, which is releasing during spring, that's whenever we're going to get more story. More story is going to be added onto this game, so it's not over. The first batch is going to give us the ability to queue up with friends for assault missions, and then additional customization options. And I think there's still something else, like some weapon adjustments and changes. But for the full details, go ahead and check out the video that should be linked right now. From there you can get all the information you need to know on the updates. But just know they're coming very soon. Customization. Okay, this is a big one. This is a very important aspect for me when it comes to games. And when I talk about customization, okay, we're gonna be talking about, what is it, 3. We have the character customization, we got the weapon customization, and a little bit of the burst arts and burst art effects, because they're that robust. There's that many that you can really customize. So for starters, we got the character customization. You get quite a few options, okay, when you're creating your character. I think they're cool. You know, I got the mask, they got some headphones, stuff like that. So it's cool. It is cool. You know, maybe not too crazy. If you saw the code vein, I have a video on that customization. It's nowhere near that robust, but I would say maybe it's a little bit of a step up above the other games. But the issue I have is they still do this nonsense where it's 5 costumes. Okay, you unlock like a full set, but those 5 costumes, it's not 5 different designs or whatever. It's just 5 different colors. And it's just like, it sucks, because like it really limits the amount of costumes. Because if you were to take away all those duplicates, you'd have a very smaller amount than what you actually see. So I wish they didn't do that, but what can you do? And I think overall the designs are a bit lackluster, right? The only reason why I'm saying I'm not gonna even be complaining nearly as much is because there are a few, like 2 to 3, 4, I don't know, that I like them. Okay, I like the designs. And so I've just been rocking with those ones and then not really paying any mind, just hoping I unlock a cool one that I'm gonna like later. But I think coming into the game, I was expecting more, right? Because the other 2 games, I liked almost none of them, bro. None of the costumes. So I just had this higher expectation. I did see some screenshots of the different outfits, but literally that's like 2, 4 out of the 8, whatever. It's more than that. Don't get me. I don't take that seriously, but I'm just trying to give you an idea, I guess. The weapon designs, man, they're cool. I do like them. I do like them. Since I mained the new weapons, I kind of was mainly just sticking to those ones. But from time to time, I would still go through all the other ones, see what designs there were for the new origami that I encountered and fought, because I was interested in it. And my plan is to start making those weapons now that I'm done. I've already started, you'll see some of the gameplay. I'm using the short blade, long blade, stuff like that. But there's a lot more that have cool designs that I need to make, I need to make them. So that's going to be happening. And that's going to add some time, right? It's going to take up my time. It's going to allow me to continue to fight and hunt because it's that fun. Each weapon type has their fair share of cool and then whack designs, and I'd say it's a good balance. It's a good balance. So all in all, I think it's an improvement because the weapon designs for the previous games were pretty much trash, guys. Not appealing at all. Whereas I found like a large batch of ones I really like, really think are cool, and I'm gonna make them because they look cool. So, and like I said, for me, that's a big part of the gameplay, a big part of the enjoyment. Last but not least, the burst arts and burst art effects. So like I touched upon a little bit, customizing the BA burst arts and the effects can make your air game stronger, right? But say it's a ground origami, right? He's mainly on the ground. That's whenever you can go customize your loadout to make your ground game stronger. And so that's like the customization of combat we've always needed, and I just love it, right? It's like, oh, what are we fighting? Oh, let me go adjust to that. Let me try out this new burst art that's good for ground that I haven't used yet. Oh, we're fighting someone in the air, and so on. So it just makes it fun and makes it enjoyable and interactive in a sense. Last but not least, I think this is the most important part, mainly for us longtime fans, okay? And that's evolution. With Guided 3, most of us, if not all, including myself, were hoping that 3 would change up the way we play it. When you're a story-driven game, having a hub and just selecting missions, going out, cutscene, come back, gear up. Oh, there's a cutscene before you get into your fight, come back to the hub. That concept, it just is too much. It's not good. It just gets tedious. God Eater Resurrection was so long, I almost went mad. Okay, because oh my god, that whole loop almost drove me insane doing it for 2 weeks nonstop. Holy crap, dude, I'm telling you. We wanted something like open worldy, right? Just to be able to not just be looking at the same thing over and over again. And, we just needed something extra. The Monster Hunter formula works for Monster Hunter, right? But it doesn't really work for God Eater, man. And sadly, that stands. That still stands in God Eater 3. It still is that same concept. I think this ropes back to my idea and my point that maybe Marvelous just took a safer route, and I think overall, if you think about budgeting, they'd have to really think about how to change it up. And then maybe that gets out of hand. So I think the easier route was just to stick to the roots and improve upon it. I think they thought about, why don't we look at the other games, combine their aspects together, and then produce this. AKA, what I'm saying is burst arts are blood arts that activate in burst mode. Okay. And the ability to bring multiple blood arts, burst arts, for your ground, jump, and step attacks came from the Devour Styles and Guided Resurrection. See what I'm saying here? All they did was turn Devour Styles into blood arts and then rename them burst arts. But here's the catch about all of this, my guys. Listen. Burst arts are actually very cool, and have helped to make the gameplay more compelling and fun. But it's like, at the end of the day, it is a simple addition and change. But the way that they've been able to make it feel bigger than what it is impressive, and I think deserves respect on that end. So I mean, at the end of the day, like, even though it is simplistic of a change, of an update, I can't say I'm mad, right? Because I enjoy it, and that's what I'm looking for in a game, right? I think, you know, what would have really made this game be crazy and stand out if it was that, right? The burst arts, whatever, plus that gameplay style concept change that I was talking about previously. But let me just not get greedy, right? Let me take what I can get, I guess. I don't know. All in all, man, the game improved, right? The game is more fun. The game is complete in a sense. And that's it. That's all I needed. If I were to rate the game on a more maybe biased level, I'd give it an 8 out of 10, or maybe a 7.8, right? But if I stayed in a more neutral, or maybe, you know, judging it harder than usual, I'd say 7.5 out of 10. And I think the base of this whole video, okay, I had mentioned this also in my live streams. When people were asking me if they should get Resurrection or they should get 2, it was always hard for me, because I'm like, these are old games. I don't really want to bore you with. I don't really want to put you through that torture of the grind, the tediousness, you know. But on the contrary, for Gladiator 3, this is the game I need everybody to get. And the best part is, the story doesn't really have that much connection at all to the other games, so ignore them. You don't need to play them. Ignore it. Literally, if you watch the anime, that's really all you need to know, because it gives you an idea of the world that Gladiator is, and that's all you really need. You don't even need that, but that would be, you know, that would enhance it a little bit. This game is for the people that see some gameplay and like, oh, that looks cool. Listen, once you play it, get into it, you're gonna understand it, you're gonna like it. This is also for the people who saw the anime, thought the Gladiator thing, whatever the heck was going on, was cool, copped Gladiator Resurrection, but didn't make past rank 3. I'm telling you, this is the game that's gonna get you to finish it and enjoy it. That's just what it is. Really, that's all I gotta say on that, you know, front. So let me know what you guys think. What would you guys rate it? Did you guys enjoy it? What was your disappointments? I gotta hear it, because y'all will be the ones that we could rate it, and we could be as harsh as possible, because we know where the series should have gone and whatnot. So let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there, and I'll see you all in there as well. So other than that, that's all I gotta say. We'll see you all in the next video. Peace.
Hey, let me relax a bit, and my mind be amazed, so I goes off and shit. All your energy is wasted if you argue with press, so I sit back and taking all the negative tips. Hey, while you answering this, other people in the world might got time like this.